Welcome or welcome back to Pewdiepie. I'm Zui and I hope you enjoyed today's video. But before we get right into it, I'm obligated to remind you to click either the like or dislike button, commenting something down below, and of course sharing the video so more people can see and enjoy it. This is very important as it helps with the YouTube algorithm. I want you to know that your help is greatly appreciated. If you have any suggestions or ideas for a story, my Discord link is in my link tree that is down in the description, as well as my Patreon and Ko-fi for any donations you may want to send my way. Every cent counts. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. When you woke up today, your first thought was that everything was fine. You went out of bed, checked your clock. 5 AM. Threw some eggs in a pan accompanied with some bacon. You worked the early shift at the fast entertainment mega pizza Plex. Early shift was considered the second best time to work at the Plex, as the attractions were still closed and all that was sold were breakfast items. Because of this, the morning time was also considered adult time, as mostly grown-ups showed up, either to get their day started with some mediocre breakfast fast food, or to drop off their children in the daycare. Should the daycare be open, of course, which, as you looked at your calendar during your meal, wouldn't happen today. Immediately your mood shifted. It was the 5th of November, the day the Halloween decoration was taken down, and animatronic Halloween costumes were removed. Damn it, you growled. Early shift was responsible for event decorations, meaning this would be a busy day. The entire reason you joined this shift was to avoid that. Hard work. Worst of all, you'd also be setting up the Christmas decor, so it was double work. Not that you were someone who avoided work. No, that was a lie. You were too lazy to change your sleep schedule to participate in the night shift. With a sour mood, you finished your breakfast, before pouring some milk into a thermos can, adding some chocolate powder to it, and some of that sweet cream spray. You shook it a bit, before taking a sip, just to see if it was to your liking. Afterwards, you put on your clothes and left the apartment you called home. Sure, your life and job wasn't glamorous, but at least it was boring. Not many people could really appreciate a boring life. You lived somewhere close to the Plex, so you used a bicycle to get to work. It was still early enough, so there wasn't a lot of traffic, filling you with a feeling akin to the quiet before a storm. You entered the pizza Plex at 7 AM, being about 20 minutes late. Inside the employee changing rooms were a few of your co-workers. They seemingly just arrived as well. Bored expressions, yawns everywhere. It was then you noticed a giant mountain of muscles. It was Dimitri Popov, alias Terminator. He had the night shift and was getting ready to leave. Or at least that's what he was supposed to do. The giant Russian bear just sat on a metal garden chair inside the locker room, quietly snoring. Terminator even was still wearing the Fazbear Halloween uniform, which was just a red variant of the regular one. "What's up with the big guy?" you asked one of your co-workers. She snickered back at you. "Apparently the streets at his neighborhood are being ripped open to do some pipe work. He hasn't slept in days." Oh, poor guy. After switching into a uniform, you walked over to the task board for the early shift, and you huffed. Your duty today was taking down the decorations in the daycare. Dang it. You specifically asked not to clean up there. But of course Brian, the day shift leader, would put you on that, just to annoy you. The problem with that mission specifically were two reasons. For one, most decorations were hung up so high you needed to use the ceiling pulley system, and you were desperately afraid of heights. Secondly was the twitchy robot, Sun, or in this scenario, Halloween, his moon half was active during the day. He sighed. It was obvious that Brian knew this would take you the entire day, as there was no other job listed for you. At the very least, you didn't have to do anything else today. You stepped into the Halloween-decorated daycare minutes later. For Halloween, countless ghosts and bat stickers were glued to the various windows leading into the daycare arcades and party rooms. A lot of black and orange confetti covered the ground, and a giant white cloth was hung up above the play area to make it look like it's a giant sheet ghost. Countless fake cobwebs were strewed about, just out of reach of the toddlers to not consume them by accident. A couple of green mood lights, some stupid non-functioning fog machines that stopped working 2 days into the Halloween event. Why they were still here you didn't know. And of course a group of staff bots lined the walls next to the entrance. However, they were only here to hang up the Christmas stuff and would not help you take down any of the Halloween things. Sighing, thinking about what to do first, you took a step forward. And it was like stepping on a tripwire. Because in just that moment a loud voice echoed from the balcony leading into the daycare attendant's room.
Oh, is it the children coming to visit the Count? Blah.
You bit your lower lip. It was then you watched as cartoonishly gracefully Moon appeared atop the balcony railing, with his beloved gliding rope attached to the ring on the back of his chest.
I am the Count of these lands, and you are my little ones.
Moon, you shouted up to him.
We will have a lot of fun today, and...
Moon, you shouted again, this time louder.
Who dares to interrupt the Count's speech? Blah.
The robot looked down at the play area, irritated.
Children? Oh no, is this place haunted?
The robot shivered a little. I'm right here. Finally he noticed you.
Oh, security guard. I haven't seen you there. What brings you into the lair of the Count?
The robot jumped off his elevated platform and slowly roped down. For Halloween his face had been colored black, the teeth of his mouth painted with glowing paint, and black and red pants had been awkwardly shoved onto his naked endoskeleton legs. The robot quietly approached you, head spinning excitedly.
What gives me the pleasure of serving an adult today?
Moon, it's the 5th of November. You deadpanned. Please report to Parts and
Oh, Miss Nightguard, please don't send me to Parts and Services,
cried the usually very calm and serious robot.
I love this so much. The little brats, they haven't broken a single rule of my daycare. All throughout my time being awake at daytime, I didn't need to ban a single one. Also, I really like calling myself the Count.
This gave you an idea. Right. You smirked, remembering something from Brian Chester Crawford's self-written employee rule book that he handed to every new worker at the Pizza Plex, under the nose of its owner, Amir. If a machine can do it, let the machine do it, and just make it look like you were doing it. You're a Count, right?
I'm a vampire. Blah.
Right. Vampire. Sure. You suppressed a sigh. How about this, dear Count? I let you suck my blood if you do me a favor.
I am not equipped with the ability to harm a human.
Fine. How about I let you suck my neck? How's that sound? The robot blinked.
Proceed with your explanation, Miss Guard.
With a white smile, you gently tapped his shoulders encouragingly. I'll let you play count for a little while longer. I'll pretend to be your vampire hostage and you have to prepare for a fast retreat as the vicious winter elves of Santa Claus are coming to you needed to think for a moment. But judging by the robot, he was sucking up every word you said with childlike glee. They want to exorcise your castle and turn it into a toy factory, so, you need to collect all your dastardly tools and important spooky items to, hide them. Yes, so they don't steal them. Brian probably would have said all of that without much thinking and then sit down somewhere to play Plants vs. Zombies. Problem was, by calling yourself a hostage, you accidentally volunteered to participate in the vampire roleplay.
Well then, Miss Hawker.
You put a finger on the robot's mouth. No, not doing that. The robot blinked.
You are asking me to do your job, Miss Guard. The least you can do is be more enthusiastic.
You raised an eyebrow. Since when was this robot so sassy? Sighing, you let yourself dramatically fall, the robot quickly taking hold of your hips. Oh, help me! This beast has captured me.
I am no mere beast, Miss Hawker. Blah. I am a wild animal.
Immediately, the robot picked you up, holding your bridal style in his arms. Jeez, if you had known he'd do something like this, you would have suggested something like this much sooner. However, you then yelped as the rope pulled him upwards. Your screams of fear were now genuine, as he whisked you away into his lair atop the daycare. On shaky legs, he set you down.
Well, then, my beloved Mina.
Your lips quivered as you looked down at the drop, feeling vertigo immediately settle into your stomach.
I must go, for the elves are coming.
He jumped forward, taking your left hand in his, kissing it.
I shall return to thee, my beloved. Blah.
And with that, the robot leaped from the balcony down into the play area ball pit. You gulped. Damn it. You were stuck here. You really haven't thought this through, haven't you? Brian should have told you something like this would happen. Maybe add, the robots are like genies. They will always do stupid shit no matter what you ask of them. You look behind yourself. The daycare attendant's room was a mess. Empty fizzy fast cups, paper plates, and a large pile of child drawings. Quietly walked over to the papers, grabbing a random one out of the pile. It read, "For my son," in crude child writing. The kid even wrote son with 2 N's. How cute. The picture was of the sun-themed daycare attendant handing a jack-in-the-box toy to a stick figure. With a smile and a mild blush, you put the picture back on the pile. This entire place, you deducted, was so messy because everything must have been an item given to him by a child. The Fizzy Fast cups most likely the result of a kid requesting the animatronic finish their drinks because they had to go. How cute. And wholesome, really. You decided to take the time and order this place a bit up without throwing anything out. Maybe the robot would appreciate it too. You stacked the cups, straightened out the more crumbled ones, used the leftover broom in an adjacent room that was filled with old props from way back when they still had Glamrock Bonnies and Glamrock Foxies. In the end, you had cleaned up something after all. Who was lazy now? However, what you did here didn't take quite as long as Moon's work. So while he was still busy downstairs, you took out your phone. Time went by slowly and fast at the same time, as you listened to the robot grunt downstairs and mutter to himself. The guy must probably play through an entire storyline while he was doing so. Thankfully, you could just kick back. This job really wasn't that bad. You were deeply entrenched in your endless game of solitaire on your phone when suddenly out of nowhere Moon's voice shouted,
"Oh, my beloved Mina, you have cleaned up the place quite well. Yes, you did. Besides, I am done cleaning up the castle, my beloved. Bleh."
Quickly scuttling on the ground like a spider, the robot approached you. His round plastic face shoved right into yours. Okay, just let me check on my, magic mirror? The robot blinked.
"But, Mina, my dear, magic mirrors are solely used for teleportation. Specifically teleportation to get home."
Okay, who fed this machine Terraria trivia? Probably Brian. Fine, then my magic stone slab. Moon shrugged.
"I can accept that."
Alright. Quickly opened your bag and pulled out your security tablet, checking the cameras of the daycare. And to your surprise, all the Halloween decoration was gone, and deposited neatly in 3 large cardboard boxes. Wow, impressive.
"Now, my beloved Mina,"
said the robot. You barely had any time to return your tablet back into your bag before the animatronic embraced you, lovingly.
"I must feed on you, bleh."
Uh-huh.
"But I can't, for then I must live eternity without you."
Right.
"I must turn you."
The robot let go of you just to make a dramatic pose. Thank God vampires aren't real, you thought. You couldn't handle it if there were an entire species of undead acting like this. After he was done explaining in the tiniest detail how much he loved you, and how his unbeating heart felt warm again after seeing you, blah blah blah, his arms snaked around your hips, and his flat plastic face booped your shoulder a few times. It actually tickled a bit, so it wasn't unpleasant. However, it was during this, his excited, faked kissing noises became sobs. He was crying. "Hey, big guy, what's up?" you asked carefully.
"I'm having so much fun right now, Miss Guard, and tomorrow I'll be cast back into the shadows. I will not see you again until next Halloween, if anything."
Okay, so the roleplay was over.
"And you will probably quit before that. They all do that. Everybody just quits after a year of working here."
Moon?
"And then I will never see you. And I will. And I will."
Grabbing the robot's collar, you forced his face into yours. Almost angrily, you shut your eyes as you kissed him. That finally shut him up. Finally. Moon's mouth was cold and hard. Yet the plastic was soft, like a bottle of Pepsi. So it wasn't uncomfortable, but also not comfortable either. It kind of reminded you of way back when you were in gym class, middle school. and you're placing a cold water bottle against your forehead. Your heart jumped at the memory. So much nostalgia. It was nice. When you felt his hands reach up to your shoulder blades, the robot now eagerly pushed against you. He liked this, didn't he? Oh, at least he didn't hurt you. The kiss, however, was over as quickly as it came. It's almost dizzy, the robot fell back after letting go of him.
Oh, my Misgard.
Moon, you said. Off to parts and services now, okay? He hummed sadly.
Only if you promise me not to quit until next year.
I'll give you one better. I'll make a formal request to join the night shift.
Oh, goody!
Plus, this would allow Dimitri to take a few days off. The guy needed some sleep. So, this probably was more selfless than you first thought.